Morning, guys. Coffee time. Excellent. Thank you, Lord. The watering down of religion. Let's talk about it. Okay. Prior to the Reformation and after, in Orthodoxy, Lutheranism, Catholics, there are still saints. After the Reformation, saints bad. I said that in a video prior. Why is that? Okay, well, I told you in a previous video, the King of England, who famously took over the Church of England, the Protestant Church, you see, no common man, because King Henry VIII was not granted a divorce by the Roman Catholic Church. Yes, that was the Church of England at one point, the Roman Catholic Church. Now, I'm not tooting the horn of the Roman Catholic Church. I want you to understand religion. The Bible is filled with extraordinary men and women. Extraordinary men and women of faith. Okay. King Henry VIII did not get a divorce, so he created his own religion. Hence the Protestant religion. And obviously, the king was Catholic. Shocker, right? Luther was a Catholic priest. But you see, the king's thing was that no man, common man, should ever decide what obvious royalty should never be above the royalty. A common man that can rise to the level of a pope or a saint could never be above the royal bloodline of the world, the King of England. Hence, saints bad, no more saints. What does the saints do in the Orthodox Roman Catholic Church and a few other forms of Christianity? Well, it helps us strive towards betterment. In other words, we can all be better. But you see, in the mixing pot of religion, when you base everything off the Reformation, we're all just common. You see, we're no longer extraordinary. We're common or commoners. Weird, huh? Weird. Commoners can't be saints, Paul. They can't be above the royal bloodline, Paul. But see, people can't see that. There are extraordinary men and women in this world, and many of them are of faith. And if you're in a particular religion of man, those aren't allowed anymore. Bad, boo, hiss. And yet the Bible is filled with men of faith. You see, that's why the ecclesiastics or the Roman Catholics or the Orthodoxy, some Lutheran, some other form of Christianity still acknowledge, quote, saints. And again, if this isn't your cup of tea, leave. I'm trying to explain religion to you. I'm not here to be followed. I'm not here to be nice. I'm just here to make you think. So isn't it strange that after the Pope wouldn't grant the Pope, a common man that rose to the level of a state, in other words, a country, could tell a king, the king of the earth, what to do? No one sees it. They go, oh, Protestant faith is the best one. The Reformation faith is the best one. And it's just watered it down. Watered it down. Enoch walked with God, not talked with God, walked with God. Elijah obviously favored taken up to heaven. Both Enoch and Elijah, while still alive, while still man. Holy people, saints that are declared men and women. Extraordinary examples of faith. Now, bad, you see, because there are no kings that were listed as saints, unless you go back to Methuselah. So you see the watering down of religion in the form of faith. You see, they only want you to believe that the church is extraordinary, that the church is the one that guides the extraordinary. There is no, wait, there is no longer extraordinary. It's just the church. You know, in today's world, people know who the Kardashians are. People know who Padre Pio was. They've heard of him. But more people know who Michael Jordan is than Padre Pio. More people know who the Kardashians are more than St. Teresa. You see, we've replaced the holy to aspire to with entertainers, court jesters, watering down of faith, watering down of religion. Another quick sip. Good stuff. They're cheering men posing as women in sports. They have the right. They feel they're a woman. And it's a mockery against God's creation of man and woman. Heresy is thrown around a lot by churches of the Reformation. Heresy. These are things that they believe are heresies. Same with Catholics and Orthodoxy. But you see, they want the church to be the final say. I understand that they've replaced the church with faith, true faith. Oh, no. It's the church. The church will tell you what faith is. So in modern day Christianity, everyone is common. They're on a level playing field. No one's special. Hence the term commoner. They could not arise to the level of a king, the bloodline. In fact, the king's bloodline is a mockery of Jesus, Yeshua himself. Did I say that out loud? Absolutely I did. You see, without the saints, we don't aspire to be greater for God's glory. Without the saints, you have everyone that knows who Michael Jordan is, or the next sports figure, or the next rock band. You see, the saints were the rock stars of the ages. They were the ones that people aspired to be like. Now they aspire to be like court jesters. You know, we're to love our neighbor as ourselves, okay? There's a lot of people out there that are divided by politics. In fact, a lot of them hate Trump and think he's a buffoon, but yet he's doing God's will, regardless of your personal perception. You may think he's an idiot, but he's doing God's will, and most that think he's an idiot hate him. Again, love thy neighbor as thyself. Oh, he's not my neighbor. Neighbor means one another. The shared interest of all. Your community, male, female, brothers, sisters. That's what neighbor means. So if you're going to throw out heretical terms, excuse me, call people bad things and they aren't saved, you're not loving your neighbor. Oh, I'm born again. I understand the concept. But you see, even that is no longer special. You know, we're not to glorify men and women, but to be like Enoch or to be like Elijah is not taught, is it? Pick any woman that's a saint. St. Teresa, St. Agnes. There's a bunch of them out there. To aspire towards God's glory in their faith. That was the rock stars of old. Today, we want to see sports teams. We want to see people play a game with a ball of any kind, a puck, you name it. They're glorified. Don't you glorify Mary? Don't you glorify Saint Padre Pio? And yet we hold these men higher and above ourselves. Strange, right? Can't see it. No one can see it. They choose not to. Oh, well, they're living. No, but you idolize them. You respect them as a sports team member. Babe Ruth is one of the greatest baseball players ever. Name a saint outside of the Bible. Name a saint. Watering down of religion, watering down of faith to a common. No one can be better than one another. No one, and yet the Bible is filled with extraordinary men and women. Food for thought.